Hi everyone, Shannon here from Yarpa. It is a beautiful day here on the lands of the Cabral people of the Darug Nation. I am very excited because today we are launching Yarpa Yarns. Yarpa Yarns is a series where we get to talk to our deadliest Yarpa members. We want to shine a spotlight on them, on what they're doing, on their successes, on their challenges. We want to get to what makes them great. We want to demonstrate their value to you. We want to show why Aboriginal businesses deserve to be celebrated and recognised for just being deadly. I'm very excited that today we will be here with Sarah from Marrawuy Journeys. Sarah is a business that I have coached for several years now, and I couldn't think of anyone better to be kicking off this series with. I hope you enjoy. So, Sarah, as always, we need to start off with, who's your mob, where you from?
Thank you for having me here today. So my mob is Wongabong country, so I'm a Ngiyampaa woman, which is out near Cobar. And I can't remember what the rest of the country is. Sorry.
Just who's your mob, where you're from?
Who's your mob, where you from? Yep. And I have travelled here today from Bungendore, New South Wales.
Awesome. And you are the founder of Marrawuy Journeys, a business that has been running for quite a few years now, though it has gone through growth and significant change. But tell us about Marrawuy Journeys.
So Marrawuy Journeys means red kangaroo in the Ngiyampaa language, and that was the totem of one of my ancestors. So it also represents to me that a kangaroo can't easily move backwards, so to move forward no matter the challenge that I'm thrown. It's been 7 years since I officially made it a business. So it started off as a hobby. So I do artworks, and that was what the hobby was. And then I transitioned that into a business that focuses on wellbeing and the power that art can play in that.
Why on earth did you decide to start your own business?
I wanted to start my own business because I wanted the flexibility to, be my own boss, have my own sort of time schedule, was looking ahead towards family life and being available for that. So I decided to start my own business.
And here you are today, 7 years later, and going strong.
Yes.
What has been your biggest challenge in business? What do you think's been the hardest thing?
Biggest challenge in business, I think the adjustment from working for someone else to working for yourself. So I guess my background is I'm an accountant. I used to work in operations, and when you're working in those big organizations, you have people that do all the different things that you need to run a business. When you're running a business by yourself, you're doing all those things. So trying to wear all those different hats whilst also delivering work has been something that I hadn't anticipated juggling.
Yeah. And on the flip side of that, because business is challenging, and I think that that's something that we underestimate, or a lot of people underestimate going into business, is they don't go into business to do the bookkeeping, the marketing, the finance management. They go into business because they have a passion and an idea of the service they want to do. So if you flip that, what are you most proud of?
What am I most proud of? I think pushing through. So it has been with the economic climate and having my first child, it has been tough running a business, especially by yourself. But I decided to keep pushing through, and I'm glad that I did because I find it very rewarding to work for myself. And it can be tough, but sometimes I think it's tougher working for someone else.
Yeah. And we've been working together. You and I have been working together now, I think it's 4 years.
4 years, 2021.
2021. So,
yep.
And we met at a Yarpa pop-up that was we were actually meant to meet in a Yarpa pop-up that was being held in Queen Anne.
Yep.
And you were flooded in, if I remember right.
The power went out. I couldn't get out of the garage.
You couldn't open the garage
manual,
door.
but I didn't know that.
And so we ended up meeting on Teams, and then from there we've been together ever since. But tell us a bit about from your perspective, because I know how I feel about being, your coach and a mentor, but tell me from your perspective, what has it been like working with Yarpa, not just me, but you've also done Yarpa Grow. So tell us your experience working with Yarpa.
I think it's only accelerated the growth of my business. So when we first met in 2021, I was still working for someone else. I had ambitions of being full operator within 2 years. And at the time I was only doing commissions and artworks. So when we had our chat, you helped me discover that I could offer workshops, I could go into prints, which has kind of led to other products that I've got my artwork on. And I ended up being out working for myself within 6 months of that chat. So definitely accelerated that journey.
And I can still remember that one of your goals was to earn enough revenue to have to pay GST, and I don't think there's many people, you can tell that you're an accountant, that when one of your goals is like, oh, I want to pay that tax that we all have to pay. And I can remember that being on your whiteboard in the background, that you had a goal of turning over that $75,000. So I can still remember that. We are here today. You're not just here to have a yarn with us today. You're actually here that you are delivering a new service, and we are piloting that. And that is that through this, because one of the things I think people probably don't know about you, and people do know who you are and they know you as an artist, but I don't think people really understand the connection between the role you believe creativity plays in health and wellbeing. And I can remember in our very first session, that was the vision that we set for your business, was to get really clear on that. And you have continued to grow your business, and today we're here to do the pilot program, which is a productivity workshop. And it's you think it's going to be called Chaos to Clarity. That's what it's called today.
Yes.
But it is a work in progress. So tell us about what is Chaos to Clarity and the new service that you will be offering any potential clients around productivity.
Yeah, so I think it links into what Marrawuy Journeys' purpose is where wellbeing, creativity and culture meet. And so starting off with the creativity side and the artworks, moving into that wellbeing workshops, well, now I want to sort of go into the wellbeing that if you're well, it can benefit your productivity. So I guess I've always had a passion for productivity as well. So it's kind of been, I was thinking about it today, probably a couple of decades in the making, but it's only been the last kind of 12 months that it's all started to come together. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through, we've done a bit of a self-assessment, and now we're going to talk about the results today and coming up with a bit of an action plan. So with the productivity from chaos to clarity, looking at 3 domains, so how we execute our work, how we manage our energy that supports our productivity, and then how do we productively communicate within teams or with suppliers or stakeholders or whatnot, with a couple of enablers across the bottom. So foundations of mindset. So you want to have to make changes and see that there's a better, you want to be more productive and have more energy to do what you love to do. And then also the habits and systems that help you execute on that. So really excited to see how our pilot goes today.
Yeah, I'm excited. And I guess from your point of view and someone that has been spending a lot of time in the wellbeing space, why are you so passionate about wellbeing in the workplace, particularly in the workplace?
Yeah. So I think from my work experience, working in government, working in Big Four consulting, have I guess classified as a high performer, but have been wanting to ensure that I've seen people burn out, people who burn the candle at both ends and then crash and then have to take time to recover. I guess I wanted to learn from that and see if I could be more sustainable with my productivity, so I wasn't having those ups and downs. I guess the well-being impacts all parts of your life, your family relationships, your work relationships, and like I said, the energy to do what you love to do. And I think that's my health's important to me. I've been on my own journey with that, and just wanting to be able to create that for other people. And I guess from the art, that's always been a healer for me. It's a way to sort of reflect on, experiences or process feelings to then come out the other side instead of sort of bottling it up or talking about it.
Where does creativity fit into wellbeing?
Where does creativity? Well, I mean, I feel creativity is something that, can get lost from when we start to go through school. So from a young age, we're really utilising our creativity. And as we go on, that becomes less and less incorporated into the way we sort of learn or work. But I think what really hit, realisation of how important creativity was, and I did my executive MBA in the last, I finished last year and graduated. the fact that I'd been working on my creativity in something different, such as painting and art, how that translated into me completing my assessments on business and the way it helped me think, I don't know if it surprised me, but it didn't surprise me. It just kind of reaffirmed the importance of utilising your creativity, because it can play a role in so many different aspects, especially in your work.
It's something that I think I've always admired about you, because I also I studied accounting. I didn't do my CPA training, but I did get my business degree with a major in accounting. And I always thought that I was a little bit weird, that I had this kind of, I guess, logical brain from the accounting part and the business side of it, but I was someone that, enjoyed, to colour in or do a puzzle or whatever it was. Like, I enjoyed to be creative. And then I met you and I thought, you're a unicorn, like, because you are such an incredible artist. I've never been an artist. You're an incredible artist. Like, you are so unique in the art that you do. We've got one of your pieces in our hub, and we have your stuff on display here as well. And come to Yarpa to meet the buyer and at the marketplace and all that sort of. You're an incredible artist, but you're an incredible businesswoman with a CPA background. And what I've noticed even here with even just our team being able to, have great assets that have been designed by Yarpa as well, to have our team just do their presentations and spend time playing in Canva, it just can boost mood.
Yep.
Like, can it just be that simple?
I think so. Like, I mean, we might talk about it a bit more today when we go through the workshop, but if I sort of have a think about some of my habits that I try to do quite consistently, my day kicks off quite early, 5 o'clock. I've got a young one, so I'd like to fit in some time in the morning for myself, and that's getting myself moving. I then move on to doing one of my puzzles, and I do the artworks. They can be quite challenging, and the one I'm working on at the moment, I set the bar pretty low of one piece a day, because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't progress it. But having that time out in such a busy schedule, just to take some time out to do some puzzles and be mindful, has a positive impact on how I go through the rest of my day, and gets that brain thinking and settled. So I think it can be as little as boosting a mood, or because you find one piece and you're like, yes, I found a piece, and that's all it takes to feel good. So definitely.
Yeah. So where to from here for Marrawuy Journeys? I mean, today's about a productivity workshop, but I know that you and I, as your business coach, we have talked a lot about how do you continue to stay relevant, how do you continue to stay successful and sustainable in business. So what else is coming for Marrawuy Journeys? What else does Marrawuy Journeys do? Like, obviously you're an artist and we're looking at productivity workshops, but what other services that you do offer? And tell us a bit more about, what's coming. What else is coming?
So I think, like I said, it's all about where wellbeing, creativity and culture meet, and that's what I come back to when I'm developing a new service or new product. So, starts with the artworks. They're available for, people to purchase or commission to tell their own story through a piece of artwork. Then they go on to the puzzles, or, little coasters. You might have a cuppa, a mug or something like that on it. So anything that contributes to your well-being is kind of, I guess, open for me to explore. And the next thing is this productivity. So that is, growing that, developing the assessments, building that program out, and hopefully it's going to be an opportunity for me to scale, because I am a solopreneur working by myself, and I really want to sort of go to that next step of having a team and bringing other people along for the journey. So that's going to be my focus.
And who's your market? Who are you? Like, I mean, we're here and we're Yarpa and we're an Aboriginal organisation, but I mean, we're doing this because we want to build a really productive team. And we have a lot of our members and our clients rely on our team being productive. So who else? Who is this for?
Yeah. So definitely for anyone working in a team, there's going to be actually two sort of streams. One for individuals, because I wanted to make sure that there was an audience such as the people working by themselves to understand their productivity and be productive, but also people who are working in teams, because working in teams versus working by yourself is very different, because I don't have to work with a lot of different people, but if you're working in a team, you have to be mindful of other people's productivity or impact to your productivity. So anyone looking to improve the productivity of their teams and just find that consistent management of energy so that you can keep doing what you want to do, and balancing. No, I don't want to use the word balancing. I prefer work-life integration, because I don't try and sort of keep work and business separate, because I love what I do. So it's part of my life. I want to integrate it rather than have them separate. So it's all about how do you sort of do everything that you want to do whilst maintaining your energy and wellness.
Yeah. And there's something else I guess I want to touch on briefly today, and that is that you did recently announce, which I didn't know about, even as your business coach, that you were going to do an exhibition until I seen it in your newsletter. So that was a bit of a secret. But you do have your own exhibition coming up. So you need to tell us a bit about that.
Yes, my first exhibition. So I've never actually had an exhibition, and I had a crazy idea, as you know, sometimes I do, at the start of January to do, I do an annual calendar, and I needed 12 new pieces for my 2026 calendar. So I decided, rather than use the few that I already had, all right, let's do a new collection. And each piece has been inspired by, it takes inspiration from each month of the year. And what I did was I had to think about what people might need to hear to sort of keep them motivated. So, for example, January, we're all feeling very pumped, like the sky seems to be the limit. So that was the inspiration for Limitless Skies. November is the birth month of my daughter, but it's also, when you're in November, you're in a rush to get to the end of the year. It is crazy. So it's a reminder to, take some time. Each day is a new opportunity to I guess, push through. So you're gonna need that to hear that encouragement. So yeah, each month has a different kind of message that I'm hoping will resonate at that time of the year for people. And so that opens in Queanbeyan, Ruston House Art Centre on the 28th of June and runs until the 19th of July. So if you're in Queanbeyan between that year, so it runs across NAIDOC Week, you can have a look.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah,
and congratulations. That's a big effort to get 12 and we're not talking little pieces of art here.
No, not little pieces.
We're talking 12 large pieces of art, and to get that done in the first 6 months of the year, whilst launching new workshops and new services. You must be very good at productivity because you wouldn't be able to pull it off.
Definitely testing the limits at the moment, but I'm hoping with all the practices and the wellbeing practices that I've got in place, it's actually going to help me get through the next kind of week, or the last week running into the end of the financial year, and then definitely making time for some rest. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
I think
I'll be in Queensland, so I'll have to.
I think you would have earned it by then. How do people find Marrawuy Journeys? What's the best, on your socials, website, what are all the places where people can find you?
I think the best place is to first head to my website, so mjourneys.com.au, and sign up to my newsletter, because that's where you're going to get all the latest information on what I've been up to. You're going to get a productivity and wellbeing tip each month. And I guess next is, looking at my socials. So you can find all that on my website, and you can also find my online shop that has a range of my puzzles, prints, and coasters, and artworks, of course.
And I love your newsletter. Like, I get a lot of newsletters, but I think your newsletter is it's really beautiful. It's very beautiful, but it is very practical. I think there is always sort of tips and tricks, and you even sometimes have templates and everything that people can download. So it is a great newsletter. So I do recommend that as well. Before we wrap up, you have been a member, and a very engaged member of Yarpa. Like I said, I've been working with you for 4 years. You have done Yarpa Grow with us. You've done other workshops with us. You come to our Meet the Buyer. Would you recommend Yarpa?
Yes, I am so glad that Yarpa exists, because I don't think I would be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for you, especially for coaching me and just the encouragement. I know that you say that I don't do anything much.
I don't do anything much.
You just support. You support. You encourage. You get me. Me, and I'm sure other people that you coach thinking. And sometimes it's that support to hear that you can do it.
Yeah, I don't think we get to take the credit for your success. I think you are successful because of the work that you do in your business. But I do know, and I guess it's taken a while for me to kind of go. We do play a role in that, in having that I'm your biggest cheerleader. I remember you were talking to Big W at one stage, and it was a quick phone call.
Yes,
and just go, quick help! I've got a crisis. So that's good to hear.
And I am on Big W. I've had 2 sales this week.
Oh,
wow. So Big W Marketplace, I'm on there as well. So that was really exciting.
Yeah. And you negotiated with them, right? Like you know, like there was, you know, to be on Marketplace, you have to pay commission. That's part of the deal. But you had to negotiate and really advocate and kind of put them back and say, well, you know, if you want Aboriginal businesses and suppliers,
you make it easier for them.
You're going to make it easier. Yeah. So well done. Look, Sarah, I love working with you. You are my number one student. There's no two ways about it. I have seen your business grow from being, you know, barely more than a hobby to a business that now is, you know, sustaining you, your family. And I have seen you do that while you decided to do an MBA and have a baby.
Yes.
And launch several new products and rebranded and gone from a sole trader to a company.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
So it has been an incredible journey for Marrawuy Journeys over the last few years, and I've been very privileged to be a part of it. And
thank you.
It was really great to have you here with us today, and we are very excited for our workshop.
Thank you.
If anyone else wants to connect with our business coaches here at Yarpa, the best way to do that is to jump on our website at www.yarpa.com.au. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.